I don't know about you guys, but with all the rain this morning, I did not want to get out of bed. And it's very apropos that our meditation song is what it is today. And you'll find that out in a second. I am John Moody. I am your friendly neighborhood music director. I am joined today with Carolyn Keeble, who always brings such interesting toys with her. We have Elizabeth Kelly on piano. And I'm going to embarrass her a little bit because on Tuesday, she has the final round 3 interview for a very prestigious position at Western Michigan. And so I just want to acknowledge the work she is doing and offer her my best. We also have, you've seen him right here, Mr. Paul Marquis is our song leader. And we are happy to welcome back Beth Patterson for special music today. She'll be doing one of her original songs and then also a song from, I know it's near and dear to Carolyn and my hearts, from the Patricia Pettinga playbook. So, if you are able, please stand and we will get this show on the road. 1, 2, 3.
By a love trust in every step. For I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source of love. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source of love. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love.
Well, thank you, Paul and music team. I can't think of a better grounding start to the morning. Good morning. My name is Beth Odekirk, and I am your platform assistant for today. We welcome everyone who is here with us in person this morning, everyone who is joining via our live stream, and everyone who will view this service on our YouTube channel later this week. If you haven't already done this, please invite your phone into the silence so we can be fully present to each other during our time together this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you to our volunteers. We offer our thanks and gratitude to everyone who has made this service possible today. Our ushers, our PowerPoint, hospitality bookstore and script sales, and of course, our musicians and our sound and streaming tech team. We couldn't do this without you, and we greatly appreciate the expertise and energy you bring to each and every service. Welcome to first-time attendees. We want to extend a special welcome to anyone who is joining us for the first time. We would love to know how you found us, what brought you here today, and most importantly, what we can do to support you on your journey. If you are willing to share that with us, or if you would like to stay in touch, you will find a card like this one in the pew pocket in front of you. Please fill that in and give it to one of our ushers as you leave. We have some announcements today. I'm a little nervous because apparently we're doing math. Today, Reverend Judy will be talking about, I don't know, some sort of formula here. Fasting plus evolution equals healing. I'm going to have to get my calculator out. Next week, Reverend Judy will be talking about how Jesus answered his calling. And then on March 30th, we will have a guest speaker, Sam McClary, talking about choosing love through adversity. On April 6th, one of our familiar faces, guest speaker Brett Kuhn will be with us. He's always a treat to have. And then on April the 13th, a DEI book study group will meet after service to discuss the book Solido, if you've been able to pick that up and read that. We are also offering a membership class, and it will start on Saturday, April 5th, from 10:30 to 1:30 p.m. Bring a brown bag lunch. Membership Sunday is coming up on April 27th. Everyone is welcome. Even if you are already a voting member, you can learn more or deepen or remind yourself of things that maybe we've forgotten over time. There isn't a form you have to fill out, just a sign-up sheet, just in front of the sanctuary here. If you are interested but the date doesn't work for you, let us know on the sign-up sheet. All right. Could I get a round of applause for the ministerial search team? This is a big commitment, and when you look at this dream team that we have put together, who has offered their thoughts and prayers and expertise around this, I know that we're going to get a lot of good information and candidates coming our way. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Next, it is the season of fundraising for a lot of organizations. This year, we are not sponsoring a team per se for the Walk to End Homelessness. Our church has supported this effort every year, so if you are so moved, and we know housing is a giant need for people in our community, please find the link on their website or our website, and you can send a direct donation to them. I've heard tell that many people through our DEI team and others are planning to attend or have attended the Kalamazoo Civic Theater's production of Parade. It ran once already, 14th through 16th, and is still running this weekend, coming the 21st through the 23rd. So if you're catching that, it should be a pretty interesting performance, and then there will be a discussion group held on May 30th for anyone who attended and would like to debrief that information. All right, we also could use just some extra hands here at church for our plants and pews maintenance. So we just need 2 people. If you have some time to give to that, please see Tracy. All right, that should be the end of the official announcements. Let's ground ourselves in our mission, vision, and core values here at Unity of Kalamazoo. Please join me in our mission statement. As an all-inclusive community, we awaken to spirit, grow into our souls, and build a better world. In our vision, we celebrate a world of ever-awakening consciousness, abundance, peace, and love for all. And our core values, all are equal here: love, authenticity, stewardship, oneness, playfulness. We also have drafted a land and labor acknowledgement, so we would say that together. Our spiritual community acknowledges Black, Indigenous, and people of color whose lands and labor were forcibly taken. We pledge to promote understanding, equity, justice, and inclusivity. And now please join me in acknowledging the children here with us this morning and those in our community with this blessing. As you go your way, know that you are loved, special, and important to us.
Dreamed of rain, and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer, and the changed, and the green was easy, and the rivers ran clear. I dreamed of summer, and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloom in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. sound was easy and the song was clear. I dreamed of heaven and the earth sang, and peace spread over the land. And the guardian stars are shining, and the night is bright and clear. I dreamed of freedom and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land, and peace spread over the land, and peace spread over the land.
Thank you, Paul. Good morning, everyone. And thanks for being here on this rainy morning. It's always interesting this time of year. We were at least, I think, 70 degrees yesterday, and we may see some snowflakes this afternoon. So yes, indeed, there's all of that energy around us, and we breathe into it, and we are grateful for this change of seasons that's coming. So this is the time in the service where we take some time to just be quiet. We've had an opportunity to meet and greet and celebrate with song, and now it's a time to shift gears a little bit and move into a bit more of a quiet space. And so we normally begin that with a reading of the daily word. And the word for today is quietness. Sometimes, especially on my busiest days, I need to be quiet, to step away for a few moments and simply be. I begin by finding a comfortable place. I feel my body relax. My breathing becomes regular and easy, and the busy stream of my thoughts slow as I open my mind and heart to the divine presence within me. I affirm, God is here. Relaxation deepens as I focus on this simple thought. God is here. Peace, love, wisdom, and understanding fill my awareness. In this timeless moment, there is no discord, there are no concerns. There is only God within and God all around me. My heart's wisdom hears the words, I am with you always. Refreshed and renewed, I return to the activities of my day. My soul is at peace, and my mind is clear. Inner harmony is restored. And the verse for today is from Psalm 46, verse 10. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. And so our affirmation for today is this: in quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. And I'll say that once more and then invite you to join me the third time. In quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. Together, in quietness, I am refreshed and renewed. And so I invite you just to let those words resonate for a bit. And take the time now to really become still, to really become quiet. To get comfortable in your seat, to let go of anything that might be in your hands. Maybe relax your shoulders a little bit and just feel the sensation of your feet planted firmly on the floor. And just breathe. And realize that you don't even really have to consciously think about breathing. We often take it for granted, and yet the power of becoming consciously aware of our breath, following it in and releasing it, and being present to the breath really does help to quiet our thoughts and quiet our mind. It gives us a point of focus away from all the busyness and craziness of our day-to-day activities. And just brings us into harmony with ourselves in the world around us. Wherever we are, we have shown up, if that makes sense to you. But we're not always present. Just because we're in the room with a friend or a colleague or a spouse or a loved one, it doesn't necessarily mean that we are present to them. And we need to be less present to some of the busyness in the world. Maybe just a little less present to our phones. And a little more present to ourselves, to our breath, and to the awareness that we are indeed spiritual beings. That we are indeed filled with that divine presence and energy. We are one with it. We are from it. We are with it. We go back to it at the end of our time here. And so we need that balancing. We need that opportunity to get centered in that truth. It helps us gain perspective. It helps us to remember really and truly what matters. And it can help us create a space in which we know I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. And indeed, I am one with the universe. The sky, the rain, the plants, the animals, all of the people everywhere in the world. The breath connects us. The breath is evidence of Spirit in us. And evidence of that divine intelligence that created all that is behind and underneath and breathing into all that is. And so we value that quietness. And we take a few moments now to truly be quiet, to be with our thoughts, to be with that divine presence as we spend a few moments in the silence. I invite you to bring your attention and your focus back to this space. And to remember throughout this day and through the coming week to take those moments of quietness, to recognize that God is here. And to allow your heart's wisdom to hear the words, I am with you always. And to bless yourself by taking a moment to be still and know that I am God. Amen. And so it is, and so we let it be.
Start with a tune by Patricia Pettinga, our friend. It's called Starting Over, and it's perfect for spring. She's talking about things blossoming, awakening, the renewing of our minds. And this recording is all done. John and her husband Bill got to record on it, so if it's something that resonates with you, you can have it of your own. Starting over like a child again, taking steps in a new direction. You can't put old wine in a new wineskin, drinking new wine, new like a child again. Like a rosebud or a brand new butterfly opening up beneath the morning sky, wings unfolding, petals blossoming, possibilities awakening. If we
just grateful for the chance to do the best we can another day, starting over and over again, looking back with love on where we've been, moving forward, guided by the light within. We're starting over and over and over and over and over again.
So if you want to join us on the repeats here.
Rockabye, baby, you're a grown-up now. Rockabye, baby, you're a grown-up now. You can keep growing up anyhow. You can keep growing up. Never too late and never too soon to be who you are and do what you're doing. No regrets and no despair. You wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there. Just be aware, no need to fear. You're gonna get there, but you gotta start here. You're gonna get there, but you gotta start here. You're gonna get there. Starting over like a child again, taking steps in a new direction. You can't put old wine in a new wineskin. We're drinking new wine, new, drinking new wine, new, drinking new wine, new, like a child again.
Thank you, Beth. I don't know about you, but I like that a big bunch. It's the best advice I've gotten all day. So thank you, thank you. And good morning again, everyone. For those of you who were expecting a message from Joseph Drolshagen, my apologies and a word of explanation. Joseph called us on Wednesday to let us know that he had been unexpectedly hospitalized and was undergoing some tests, so we immediately released him from his engagement here and put him on the prayer list. I texted him on Friday and got a response right back from him. Not an update of any sorts, but just the praying hands and gratitude for the prayers that we had sent to him. So let us please now just take a moment to bring an awareness of him, his great work as a life coach, and his family and friends, and his health and wellness. Just bring that into our awareness and send some love and some light and some energy to him, so that whatever's happening passes quickly, is diagnosed if need be, treated if need be, recovered from, again, so that he can resume the good work that he has been doing for many, many years now. So, I was planning to take one of my vacation Sundays today, and to be more than just a little bit lazy, and this is clearly the perfect morning to do that. I'm going to watch some basketball and mostly decompress after what has been an incredibly busy start to the year. But alas, here I am. Happy to be, grateful to be, good to see you as always. And it's actually a good thing because it really kind of gives me an unexpected opportunity to catch you up on a few things. So let me just do that right now. As you know from the announcements, we have a book study group that's meeting regularly now on Thursdays. Our Unity and Community and DEI teams have got a whole bunch of stuff and activities going on. Last night was Chili Bingo. The play is this afternoon, and then next weekend, and again, book studies, all sorts of stuff. We have a brand new ceiling and LED lights up in our fellowship hall. If you haven't seen them yet, I suggest you put on your sunglasses and head on up there after the service, grab a cup of coffee. And clearly, as Beth mentioned during the announcements, our search team is up and running. And as of this past week, we have completed our work with Unity Worldwide Ministries on our ministry vacancy packet. That process is a prerequisite for posting the job so that qualified candidates can apply, and we expect that that opening is going to be officially announced and posted by UWM within probably a week to 10 days. Joe Daly and I, your board president, had a great meeting with them just about a month ago, and they pronounced us good to go. We don't do that, but you get my message. I know there's a lot of former Catholics here. But they pronounced us very much good to go and employment ready, and so we're excited to be now at this step. So, and on the same subject, I want to bring you up to date, excuse me, and let you know that the board and I have agreed to extend my contract, my full-time contract here for 90 days, so I will be here full-time at least through the end of June. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to talk to me. Please feel free to talk to one of your trustees. Let us know what's on your mind or what you're not clear about, and we're going to be happy to share that information with you. So that's the update. Onward with the message. And as the first slide here depicts, I don't know if it's so much about math, but it's really about the fact that everybody in their own way right now is seeking answers. There's a ton of questions. Everyone is seeking answers. And for whatever reasons, a lot of the old formulas don't seem to be working. And so maybe some new formulas are in order. But that's the image that Marion came up with when I pulled this rabbit out of the hat and said, this is my talk title for the Sunday that I was going to be on vacation. So I think it's a good depiction of what's happening right now. And hopefully there will be some good answers in the message that follows and I share with you this morning. So today, just to get a little grounded in tradition, today is the second Sunday of Lent. And as we've talked before, fasting is one of the major rituals of or practices that happens to be found within the Christian observations of Lent. And when I researched this before, what I found was that fasting shows up in many ancient cultures and totally predates any sort of formal religion. Historically, abstaining from food was sometimes associated with mourning the dead. It was sometimes used to increase one's susceptibility to dreams and visions. At times, it was in preparation for a sacred meal that the community would hold together, or some sort of feast that was being celebrated. And other times it was viewed as an act of humbling oneself before God. So, as Charles Fillmore, our founder, co-founder, did his work in applying new thought to ancient wisdom, Mr. Fillmore's teachings emphasized mental fasting over physical fasting. And instead of giving up certain foods or beverages or abstaining from food and drink for some prescribed period of time, Mr. Fillmore encouraged us to abstain from, to fast from erroneous thinking and limiting beliefs. And he wrote a book called Keep a True Lent. And in the foreword to that book, a Unity minister, a woman by the name of Georgiana Tree West, she wrote, "One of the most valuable ways of observing the Lenten season is to fast from the belief that men or nations can stand in the way of God's goodwill for man." I think that's an important invitation, especially if we're seeking answers. Fast from the belief, let go of the belief that men or nations can stand in the way of God's goodwill for us. That denial, that release, holding up that belief and being willing to challenge it is a critical transition point in the process of spiritual evolution. And spiritual evolution is pretty much the main theme for the lesson that I want to share with you today. I think now more than ever, we must continue to be a beacon of light and love, and we must continue to hold our space and hold our ground. Because when we hold our ground and hold this space, we're creating a place for spiritual awakening and spiritual evolution to occur. Not only for ourselves, but for others who are seeking answers. So, we must remember that in these difficult times, when it sometimes seems and feels like we're never going to see eye to eye, or even respectfully agree to disagree, this dissonance and discord is coming to our attention. It's coming up for a reason. And it's coming up in such undeniable ways because it needs to be healed. So, fasting plus spiritual evolution can bring about healing. And that's the formula that I want to take away from today's message. Most importantly, too, we must realize that and take into consideration that right now we are all experiencing an intense amount of individual and collective chemicalization. And chemicalization is a weird term, but if you stop and think about it, it kind of makes sense. It's a term that Fillmore came up with, and if you think about how like milk can turn sour through this chemicalization process. Chemicalization is a condition in our mind that's brought about by a conflict that takes place when a high spiritual realization, a new idea, a new thought, a higher vibration, comes into that space where there is old error thinking and old beliefs and a lower vibration. So when a new spiritual idea is introduced into the mind, some negative belief, some old belief, something that we're really just comfortable with because we've always thought about this way and that's just the way it always is, something is disturbed. And that negative belief, that negative thinking, that habit, if you will, resists this new idea. It wants to go back to the way things were. We hear a lot of talk about going back to the way things were and how wonderful the way things were. For some, but certainly not for all of us. So, just as our national psyche was, exhausted after the Civil War, that kind of emotional and psychological fatigue, I think, is starting to kind of creep back in to our awareness. And we're experiencing a deep state of inner conflict and upheaval because some aspects of our national consciousness are resisting the transformation process. Plain and simple. New thoughts, new ideas are disturbing the old way of being. And the old way of being doesn't like it. So, spiritual evolution is a creative process by which we take our worldview, our life focus, basically our entire way of thinking, and we shift it from sense to soul. We shift it from sense and the outer world to soul and the inner world. It's a quantum shift in how we think and feel. It's a process by which we stop living from the outside in and shift to living from the inside out, so that we're no longer dictated to, controlled by, buffeted by, tormented by all of this stuffing that's happening out there in the world. We're coming instead from our core, knowing that we are spiritual beings with a divine legacy, a divine inheritance, and a divine destiny. It's the expansion of our consciousness away from all of the everyday tasks and troubles of the world to a world in which our visions are manifest and our dreams come true. Not only the dreams for ourselves, but the dreams for everyone, right? Building a better world. And Charles Fillmore teaches that Jesus had evolved from sense to soul. His frame of reference for his presence in the world was one of spiritual selfhood. He always saw himself as a spiritual being. Not like somebody, I'm a human being, and once a week I go to the temple. No, I'm a spiritual being in all that I do. He believed fully and completely in his divine nature, and his spiritual selfhood gave him the power to heal the sick, feed the hungry, speak truth to power, even ultimately to overcome death. First and foremost, he always showed up from his spiritual self. I get there, if I'm lucky, maybe 10, 15 minutes a day. I don't get into too much trouble when I'm sleeping, but all the rest of the hours of the day, are kind of humanly focused and all about the world and task and chores and work, and then I remember that I need to take a breath, and get quiet. So we have lots of room to grow, lots of room to evolve spiritually. And our spiritual evolution begins when we realize and understand and embrace that truth of our being, that we are fully human and fully divine, just as Jesus was. We're made in his image. Fully realizing, understanding, and embracing that truth must occur in order for spiritual evolution to really begin in earnest. Why does this matter? Well, if we totally rely on input from our human channels, if we totally live from the outside in, there's a 50-50 chance that we're going to see the glass as half empty. And when we look through the lens of the glass that's half empty, our attention immediately goes to what's missing, what's broken, what's not working. And guess what? It's just real easy to be super critical and super skeptical, right? To be discouraged when we look at life through that lens. But even if we get it right, and there's a lot of days when we get it right, believe me, there's a lot of days when we get it right. Even when we get it right and we see the glass as half full, we're still vulnerable. And what makes us vulnerable is because when we look at that glass and we see it as half full, we realize, oh man, unfinished business. More work to do. It's easy to feel tired or disappointed or discouraged and overwhelmed by the effort we believe that it takes to fill up the glass when we're living from the outside in. You've all experienced this challenge. I know you have. Try to use your cell phone in an area where the service is limited, right? Or, you're trying to access the internet when the signal strength is low or the download speed is really... Either situation can cause you to miss important parts of a message or to misunderstand the meaning of what's being communicated. And that's what happens when we limit ourselves to just these human channels of input from the outside in. Spiritually speaking, our internal signal strength, our internal bandwidth and transmission capacity is so much more powerful than the signals that come from the world. But it's up to us to determine where the input comes from. We're the ones who are selecting the channel. We're the ones who are making that choice. Last week in the Spiritual Cafe, we were talking about using spirituality to help us navigate the realities of politics. And I'm not talking about politics necessarily today in today's context, but whenever people live together in significant numbers, they got to figure out some rules for how things are going to go, or there's just chaos. And that whole system of kind of figuring out some rules about how we're going to go along and get along here, since we're all in the same place, that's really the origins and that's the basis of politics. What's going on today is like a lot more different than that, much beyond that. But in talking about that, and in having that discussion last week, we considered some different quotes for the value of the guidance that they could provide to us as we navigate through. And I found one in particular that's been of real value to me in recent days and weeks. And this is the one that has helped me the most. I mean, they were all helpful, but this is the one that I really kind of lean into. You become a master of your life when you learn how to control where your attention goes. So making that choice as to whether or not it's focusing on stuff out there and living from the outside in, or focusing on what's happening here and projecting that truth, that divine energy and love out into the world. When you control where your attention goes, you become the master of your life. And that's what Jesus did. He was such, we call him our master way shower, right? He was an absolute whiz at controlling where his attention went. And there's all sorts of references to him going apart for a while to pray and taking the time to pray before important conversations and activities. And so this evolution from sense to soul cannot occur unless we change our mind about who we are and whose we are. We cannot achieve our own divine destiny until we embrace our divine legacy and know that we are one with the Creator. 4 billion years ago, our planet, this planet, was molten rock. And now it sings opera. We are all manifestations of that divine intelligence that created the universe and sparked its evolution. And we are all unique facets of that intelligence. If we follow the path of Jesus as Fillmore described it, we will make the conscious choice to live in a state of spiritual selfhood. We will make the evolutionary journey from sense to soul. And we will go beyond the borders and the limitations of human nature. And so our spiritual evolution must continue the physical evolution that began billions of years ago. Because we are the universe becoming conscious of itself. We are stardust that has begun to contemplate the stars. And as we fast from that belief that men or nations can stand in the way of God's goodwill for man, and we make that quantum shift from sense to soul, the healing will begin. Amen? And so we let it be. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Lynn Sager, a member of your Board of Trustees, and if you will affirm the following with me. I claim divine peace in this now moment, and I claim divine wisdom to know the way forward. And as the ushers come forward, if you'll join me with the offertory blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive.
All right. So this is another new tune of mine, and it's called Justice Bent, and it's based on the quote by MLK, "We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." Bends toward justice. So hoping you can sing on the chorus. These are the words for the chorus. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war. This is the war of love, the victory of love. All right.
I know times are hard and hope seems small. Don't let that keep you from standing tall. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war again. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war. Deep inside of my heart, I gotta keep hope alive. If my joy is gonna survive, love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war. Bending toward justice, bending toward justice, bending toward justice. Live like we're winning the war. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war. It's time to rise up and take a stand. Give this world what we can. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war. Bending toward justice, bending toward justice, bending toward justice. Live like we're winning the war. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Love is winning, live like it. Live like we're winning the war. Dance like we're winning the war. Pray like we're winning the war. Fight like we're winning the war. Love like we're winning the war.
Oh, the synchronicity, Beth. I can't tell you how much I appreciated that message as I'm going to a protest in Lansing today. So we will love like we're winning the war. As the ushers have come forward, let us pray. Sweet Spirit, thank you for these gifts given today and for those we receive throughout the week. Guide our decisions so that we use them wisely to strengthen and support our spiritual community, the unity movement, and to support the work of our community partners. We offer our prayers for comfort and peace of mind to everyone impacted by the recent severe weather that has spawned dust storms, wildfires, and tornadoes, and to anyone who is feeling uncertain or uneasy about the future. We pray for those everywhere who are facing challenges of any sort. We affirm that the multitude of needs, including health, housing, employment, relationships, food security, and personal safety, are met and fulfilled with loving kindness, compassion, and the resources needed to restore wholeness and peace of mind. Strengthen us to stand for what is right and good, and comfort us when we grow weary of the intolerance and inequity. Remind us to respond to fear-based thinking with love, compassion, and justice. Protect us and guide us as we affirm that divine order is always present, because we are enough and there is enough. Amen. As we bring our service to a close, I invite you to please stand and join me in affirming the prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And if you are comfortable doing so, you may hold hands with your neighbor as we sing the peace song, or just place your hand on your heart and connect within.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family, all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let